water spout may, according to the model, I believe, HRR, which it is expected to move. The water spout might, or it's a different one, I'm not sure, might move somewhere around the southern Everglades and then make its way towards Homestead in Miami, but that's model indicated. That is not sure. Another thing is the ongoing rain that is bubbling up over here. This is my main area of concern, not Pozico's over here. Pozico's main area of concern are these storms down here.
Yes, I
Right?
am Miami based. I live in Fort Lauderdale, and yeah, there's a 2% tornado risk for Miami and Hialeah, Pembroke Pines area, Fort Lauderdale. So I'm kind of worried about that. Sorry.
I am Tampa, Central Florida based. Well, I also have a basing in Miami, different from Pozico's because I am looking to expand that one in Miami, but that's a bit off topic for now. We're looking at this massive chunk of rain that is just rapidly developing. So this was an hour ago, and we could see very small. I mean, it was still developing here, but if we go back 2 hours, there was almost nothing over here. But now, as it approaches land, that Cape Index is rapidly increasing, meaning that this has more chance of thunderstorms than we've ever seen before. And this bottom sector actually has surprised me because the northern sector is always strong. It's very well developed. This one's also developing a similar strength. But since I'm Central Florida based, I'm based in this area over here. These two main, thunderstorm clusters are expected within the next maybe 1 hour. Those two are expected to converge in a direction towards this way, somewhat near Highlands and Hardee in DeSoto County, where all of these thunderstorms are going to kind of group together, and that's our main concern right now for Central Florida. For Miami in that area, this also could be a concern because some models suggest that massive cluster of thunderstorms, potentially tornado risk, could move down throughout South Florida and could reach into South Florida. This area right here might produce some, but most likely that's a concern for the Bahamas for now. So let's take a turn towards the I believe to be the FV3 high-res model on Tropical Tidbits. And we're going to look at it from a standpoint of 12 p.m. That's kind of 40 minutes late, I get that, but... And we're going to see there's already a lot of some pop-up storms. The low pressure is already there, we know that. And we kind of see this massive squall line-like thing. Well, this is a very big indicator of Troughtal Cyclone. This is the definition of a Troughtal Cyclone. This is almost the perfect structure for one of these storms.
And for... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. And for you guys who don't know what a Troughtal Cyclone is, it is a term that he coined that's basically either like a front or some system that's not tropical. It's like during the off season. It can happen during the hurricane season, but it is like a couple of past tropical cyclones we had actually were fronts, like cold fronts that brought storms. But yeah, go ahead.
They're low pressure systems that when tropical moisture rises from the Gulf and the Caribbean up, they rub against, kind of like creating atmospheric friction against wind shear. It develops a low pressure system. And then if it has enough thunderstorm convection around it, it develops a very strong one like this one. And that's exactly what happened. This very intense low pressure system with potential moisture, and then as it nears Florida, that Cape Index increases, allowing that convection to become kinetic and non-potential. So, as we watch this is, let's put it into about 20 minutes into the future. We're going to see a lot of convection in this area. Low pressure system probably makes landfall, Troughtal Cyclone landfall, somewhere around Cape Coral, Sarasota area. Similar to the location of our past one, Ehus, which made landfall on, what was it? I believe the 19th. So it made landfall on February 19th of this year, and it made landfall somewhere around Bradenton area. It was very bad. Produced, I believe, a tornado No, a dust devil and a water
It only
spout.
produced one dust devil, and also a few days ago there was a like a small funnel cloud. Let me try to pull that up.
As well, I also saw a funnel cloud in my area that was actually very decent. It pulled a couple tree branches up, but it didn't do much. So this is in like 20 minutes into the future. This is kind of lagging behind, obviously, because again, we put this 20 minutes into the future. We're not gonna see that rain. It's different. Yes, I understand that, but the effects aren't. As we can see, massive chunks of thunderstorms just over here. Absolutely, what we're seeing in Tampa currently is not even the blunt of it. The blunt of it is this massive converging around Central Florida, the heart of Florida. And then this area is actually going to continue, and it's going to sweep across southern Florida, affecting the area that Pozico is currently in, and that's probably what's generating the 2% tornado risk.
Yeah.
I think...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. May I show the crowd of nobody that's watching the small twister in Palm Beach County around 3 p.m. yesterday?
Yes.
Let me switch it. Okay. So this was the storm. It was caught by drone by Chase, which is a hurricane tracker in the Global Weather and EIS Society, and he took that drone video. Back to you, Ralph.
All right. Thank you. So this area is really going to be dangerous for central and southern Florida, especially areas like Okeechobee that might witness potentially many severe thunderstorms. If so, there has to be at least one. And so would Central Florida and Sarasota areas. Potentially even West Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast could experience a lot of these very bad stuff. And then again, the Keys actually might get some effect. But again, this thing is highly concerned. We should be highly concerned with the amount of rain this is going to bring. The wind, however, the wind is actually pretty strong too. That's going to be a big threat across Florida. High wind gusts. As we can see here, there's pretty decent wind gusts. Compared to what's going on in Ohio and Indiana, that's pretty much pretty similar. We're going to look at radar and 10 millimeter wind. And you can see it's just super bad. Hopefully none of these severe thunderstorms produces a tornado or a funnel cloud, because that could be devastating with the amount of CAPE that is present in Florida. So I'm going to switch it over to windy, and I'm going to use the Euro model's CAPE index. Their CAPE index is very, very accurate. Right now, let me see, put it to the 24th. Right now, this is kind of late on it, but if we fast forward this, we can see an extreme CAPE index risk for Central Florida in this area. Yeah, very, very extreme. Up into the 900s, very 800s, 900s, and if we look even offshore, slightly offshore, we can witness 1,500 joules of CAPE, which is very bad. Now that's just the European, even the GFS, which the GFS barely ever predicts any CAPE. So for them to actually bring something on land is incredible, and something that's actually decent. So this could have an extreme risk. Again, it all depends on the timing of this and how it develops. Hopefully we don't see any storms spawn back from over here and up here, because if it does, that could be devastating. Like this one right here. Hopefully that doesn't pick up intensity, because it's off radar right now. But once it moves on a radar, I bet you that's going to be very strong. So what's the future effects here? Well, the future effects could be very devastating rain and potential tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, and high wind gusts. That's the main key of this all. the current velocity map from the Miami station of the National Weather Service
Yes,
is
the Miami Forecast Office. I'm listening to my
yes,
no weather radio right now.
as they're showing very high amounts of velocity, but none really producing a water spout or tornado at the current moment. There is some little convection over here by Sarasota and across Alligator Alley area, but that's not really a big thing right now because again, this is radar. This system was developed in the 1970s. Not
Yes,
always
the
accurate,
radar was developed then. I mean, you're
but
talking
pretty
about the
accurate.
velocity product, but it's still really reliable.
Yes,
And
pretty
I'll let you know if
reliable.
I see any rotation.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm trying to find the Tampa Bay area, which we just found here. Loading the map for KTBW. And we can see there's lots of rain down here, and that area is going to converge somewhere around Sebring. Like I said, Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands, potentially even Glades County and Okeechobee County could see very high effects. So this is reflectivity, but if we look at the velocity right now, that is what I'm very concerned about. This area that kind of on radar, if you would look at this on radar, kind of looks like a cell based off of its shape. It's kind of looks like a severe thunderstorm, but it's not. It's just a blob of rain. This has some pretty good radar velocity right now. So it has lots of red and green. That usually could indicate a potential tornado. This is something that can definitely watch as it moves towards the East Coast. We'll keep an eye on that. And then this area, very, very like widespread areas of red in that green. That is a big, big concern because once that area kind of might move on land, that could produce many tornadoes, if possible, if there's enough cape and wind shear to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on what the atmosphere wants to do right now. So let's see. All right, Pozico, got anything?
Yes. I am going to transition to my screen share.
All right.
So I have Miami radar pulled up here. Looks like there's no rotation. So to any dummies watching, this is what the radar means. So red means it's going away from the radar, and green means it's going towards the radar on this product, the velocity product. That's very simplified, but that's basically what it means. So there's this big area going away, and then everything else is going towards it. So that might be some rotation there, but I'm not sure. Going up north, there's some stuff by Miami, some showers over Miami that are moving towards the radar. So it's moving southwest, and then there's some stuff going northeast over Fort Lauderdale. We're going over to Windy. You can see over Tampa. There's a big, thunderstorm there, and then the Okeechobee region, there's not much. The storms down here in Miami-Dade County and Broward County aren't as strong yet, except for in the Keys, which it's already pretty strong there. There's some stuff there on radar, but it's mostly past the Keys, and it seems like it's moving away there.
There's also some by Pinar del Rio and Havana.
Yes.
So
So
pretty
I
intense.
just screen share back to you on
Okay.
the thingy.
So as you can see, that rain, there's some intensity there into that bottom sector, which in this area or so does include the low pressure system is somewhat centered around these two areas of blob. This again, Equal. I also want you to check if this is a potential tornado or cell
Where
area down here because
are you?
over Kissimmee Creek near Avon Park, Sebring, and Lake Placid.
I
It
have
has
switched to my screen share, and I will check radar for that. Let's do NWS radar.
Your screen
That would
share
be
is not
under
on.
Melbourne forecast office radar.
You don't
Let's
have your
go
screen
to
share on.
radar. I mean on the live stream.
All right. So
So,
looking at. So what are you seeing really currently?
It is mostly just showers, nothing that intense. I am going to.
But when you
Man,
look on
Melbourne
radar,
radar sucks. Let me try to find the velocity product.
looking at the velocity product, there's actually a hefty amount of red and green located within that system, or cloud,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. So, is that a
My
radar
computer
indicated?
just froze.
Is that a potential funnel cloud area, or severe thunderstorm, or just a thunderstorm in general, or could it be a tornado?
I am actually not sure. I am trying to get that information right now.
There's also some. There was also
Kissimmee
some
area,
rotation.
there's not much rotation there. You gotta know, like when it fades from green to red, there's just some mixture there. But I do see potential rotation over. Where is this?
Is it Sebring area?
Cross Creek Swamp area. I cannot pronounce anything else
It's
here.
there's an area
Grove
rotation
area.
area.
Like to the
There's
west
an
of
area.
Orlando.
Yep. There's rotation there.
However, it's
Potential.
mostly just like state forests and wildlife management areas there. So there's not much to go off of. There's like some small towns there. But I don't know if there will be much. I don't know if that's a tornado on the ground or what it is. I could go check on Windy if there's any webcams there near there, like traffic cams.
I believe I've just discovered 3 areas of potential rotation, now possibly 4.
Go ahead.
Near west of Ocala over the water on Tampa radar, there's some red and green mix over there. That could be potential rotation over there. I don't know until it gets on land. By
Okay,
Sebring, there's
so
actually
Ocala is
very.
under the Jacksonville radar, actually. It's better served by Jacksonville radar.
It's better served by Jacksonville. Okay, let me go to the Jacksonville radar. Okay, Jax, and go to velocity. So looking at that velocity product, yes, there is rotation there.
Yeah.
That's confirmed. So that could be a potential tornado based on the structure of it. We don't know. Again, watch out if you're in Jacksonville, Ocala, Gainesville area, St. Augustine. That could be a potential rotation area as it's moving closer inward to land. It is gaining stronger rotation. Be cautious of that. Gainesville, Ocala, you're next for that if it does become anything. And St. Augustine and Palm Coast and Jacksonville might be afterwards. So looking at the looking at, let me see, Tampa radar, we go ahead and look at Sebring. There is actually some potential or already strong rotation east of Sebring, heading towards the east coast. I believe that could be a tornado area, like potentially some rotation. And an area of weak rotation heading towards Melbourne actually might be a stronger rotation. Polzico, do you see that kind of like circular green located within the red coming towards Melbourne, to the west of
Going
Melbourne?
towards Melbourne. Are you on Melbourne radar?
No, I am on Tampa radar, but I will check Melbourne.
Okay, so you should always go to the closest radar. Melbourne has Orlando and Palm Bay and stuff, and then Miami has a good idea of down south, like south of Lake Okeechobee, and Tampa has a good idea of the west side of Florida. So on the edges of radar, like when it gets a bit far, you should not really trust it because further out it is, the less likely it's like less likely you'll get a good
Okay, well, that area of rotation near Melbourne on the Tampa radar has dissipated, and no signs of it on the Melbourne radar. But
Yes.
that area of rotation, like I said, near Sebring, it is highly evident in the Melbourne radar
Yes.
and in the Tampa radar. So please watch out if you're on the East Coast and if you're somewhere near Kissimmee Creek or that area. I'm gonna pull up Google Maps just to ensure any potential areas. Let
Okay.
me let me locate that. Let me see. What should I? Where is it? Let's put Sebring into search area, so we can see Sebring now. Yes, somewhere over. Let me see if I can locate it on MWS radar or Windy. Yes, somewhere over Kissimmee Creek. We're looking Kissimmee River. I mean, we're looking at a potential area of rotation, possibly a tornado. If you live anywhere near Yeehaw Junction, River Ranch, and then east of that, if you live anywhere near Sebastian, Fellsmere, Vero Beach area, please watch out for this potential area of rotation. It could be very, very bad. So now looking at, again, Melbourne indicates, and so is Tampa. That could be a potential radar indicated tornado. Well, Ezekiel, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure there will be many tornadoes this early on. Um, I think we should move on to flooding and other stuff like that.
Yes.
NWS hasn't issued anything yet. I have their EM pulled up. Um,
Also,
I
the southern spot, like we said, has increased convection, and the area near Tampa has continued to increase that convection, and we've also see that the storm has kind of an eye, not an eye necessarily, but a very very eye looking rotation area. As you can see over this area right here, pull that up. This dot area right here, that is the kind of like the rotation center. That's gonna cloud up a bit, and then it's gonna reopen up. That I'm guessing could probably make landfall somewhere over Tampa now. Again, it just all depends because these systems tend to not have a very consistent area of rotation. So it could be pretty much anywhere, depending on what's the structure and how it could be. So Posey, go back to you. What are your what is concerning to you across Florida right now?
So what I think is concerning is um, mostly flooding in the Orlando, Tampa area, and then moving down to South Florida. I think there might be a small tornado risk. There is a 2% risk, including the cities of Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. There, including Hollywood too.
Uh oh,
And
I believe that is not good.
yes, so
Look at my radar. Look at my radar. Look at my radar right now, Pulse Eagle.
let me transition to
I believe that could be a radar indicated velocity area. Look at this right now. I mean, this looks. I mean, are you looking at my screen share right now currently?
correct. Yes, I am.
So that area right there, doesn't that kind of look like a cell area with the kind of like the hook area right there?
Are
And
you on
then the
future radar or current radar?
I'm on Wendy's weather radar. If you look at my screen share, you'll see.
If I
So
look on the Melbourne radar, I don't see anything. I will switch to the Miami radar now. Um,
I'm talking about Wendy's weather radar.
yeah, Windy's weather radar does not have velocity. It's only reflectivity.
It's not velocity.
Yeah, I
Look
know.
at the structure of the storm. Look like
Yeah, even though it
you see,
might be like that structure, it probably there probably isn't many funnels currently.
um can you like look maybe? Look at that.
Yeah,
It
I'm
has a
looking
tip
at
and
it. It
everything.
looks like an iceberg, but that's what tornado cells look like. But I'm not sure that's that volatile.
If you're near Montura, if you're currently near Montura, please be cautious. There could be a potential tornado out there, a funnel, anything. And Clewiston, please watch out, Clewiston. That could be potential. Looking at NWS radar, we're going to look at. Let me see. Does Naples have a radar? Or no? I don't think
No,
so.
there's only at the airports, which airport radar is not really good when it comes to weather radar because they're not built for weather. But there's the Miami radar, Tampa radar, Melbourne radar, Tallahassee radar, and Jacksonville radar. Oh, and there's also a Key West radar.
Interesting. And I see that that area did have some rotation. It's kind of gone now, but that could have been potential brief tornado or anything. I believe there's, yeah, no, not a water spout. Tornado.
Oh, tornado over land.
It's over. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
So I will be right back. The screen is on you, so you could keep showing the audience of nobody what's going on. I'll be right back.
All right. So looking at this, we see that that cell was very had some velocity, most definitely, and it had that shape. It looked like a potential radar confirmed tornado, maybe. But now it just looks like it's dissipated and it's pretty much going to be gone now. But if you do live somewhere near Montura, Florida, which is very close to Clewiston and Moorhaven, please be kind enough to send any footage you might have received of that potential tornado, if there was any. So looking at the one over Sebring right now, or Sebring area, you're frostproof, and see that there's a very, very interesting looking cell. I don't know if that's the actual system. There could be a funnel cloud in that somewhere. Satellite indicates nothing really because you can't see anything with satellite. Using NWS radar and looking at Tampa. Tampa Bay area. You can see definitely radar confirmed for rain. Definitely rain. And then we can also see that there is rotation in that. So that could have been, or is or was, an area of rotation. And so was that area down there. Looking at Miami radar.
I am back.
Look. So looking at the Miami radar, we can see that area of rotation that was near Montura, Florida, has dissipated. That is potentially a radar indicated tornado, as it did have rotation velocity there. Polzico, did you see that near Belle Glade in Naples, Florida?
Belle Glade, I did
The
not
area
check yet. I will
west
check
of that.
Are you on
West.
Miami radar, or which radar are you on?
I'm on Miami radar. If you just look at my screen share, I can show you.
Look at your screen share. I'm
So
looking
Belle
on the
Glade.
interactive radar, which you can you can go press the interactive radar button, and you can drag your mouse around and look where stuff.
If there was any rotation during that storm, it's most likely dissipated by now.
Correct. So we should move up north to the storm currently in Orlando metropolitan.
Looking at Orlando metropolitan area, we see that there's extreme wind and rain we're seeing right now. Not much tornado risk we're seeing currently at the moment. Looking at, let me put into the Tampa radar. Does Orlando have a radar? Or
It does have an airport radar, but it does not have its own like main radar. So if you click on the Orlando radar, it'll only be from the airport, and it'll probably not be great.
So looking at the area of rotation near Sebring, that looks like, to me, in general, a radar indicated tornado. I mean, Polzico, would you agree with that? The structure that it's moving in and the way that it looks, and then it also has the green in the red rotation area.
I'm going to switch to Tampa radar so I can see what you're talking about. Which one? The one over like Okeechobee?
No. By Sebring. East of Sebring.
Oh, that's dark. Let me check if there's any radar cams for that.
There's not. I've been by there, and there's absolutely nothing.
Junction. Okay, let me check the traffic cams.
Traffic cams? There's some traffic cams? Oh, yes. Let's go.
Windy traffic cams.
Analyzing.
If I could I switch to my camera?
Yes. You have permission to.
So the traffic cam by Yeehaw Junction. It's definitely raining over there. Now these aren't live. They take pictures every few minutes. Moving south, US 441, and what is this? I-75 or I-95? I don't know. It doesn't.
Polzico, your screen is not on the live stream.
It is.
From what I'm seeing, no.
Anyway, I think it's on. I don't know.
No, it's showing mine currently.
Huh. Are you watching from YouTube or are you watching my screen share?
Your screen share.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, well then continue.
Okay. Over Yeehaw Junction area.
Yep.
Remember
Yeehaw
the
Junction.
Station there. Going off of Tampa Bay radar, straight from the source, ellipse. It looks like it's dissipated.
From Tampa Bay radar, could you please let me see, how would I? Let me log into YouTube real quick and let me observe that.
Alright.
Let me see what's
I'm gonna go back to you. Or can I go back
observe
to
that. Not currently. Let me see what's No, not yet. Observe that. So it has according to
mute the YouTube thingy, McLean.
So it has
It's echoing. Stop watching it. It's echoing. Oh, weird.
Yeah, that sounded
Stop
bad.
watching it. It's echoing. Oh, weird.
Yeah, that sounded
Stop
bad.
watching it. It's echoing. Oh, weird.
I'm not watching it.
It's echoing.
Stop watching it. Oh, I figured it out.
We're good now. It was like echoing a lot.
That was a technical issue we had. Sorry about that.
Now,
according to AWIPS, you said had it dissipated.
I
Well,
will be right back. I'm gonna transition to you. Be right back.
All right. Looking at Melbourne radar, we see that system hasn't dissipated accordingly. but I guess A-Whips suggests that, so I guess it's right. Um, so that area of rotation by Belglade dissipated. We know that already. There's actually a new area of rotation west of Sebring, heading towards Frostproof Avon Park area. Please be cautious.
I am back. I got a report from my balcony of wind speed. It is very cloudy out and a feeling of rain coming. The winds are, I couldn't get an exact reading, but they're like in the 15-mile-an-hour range. And there's high surf, like really high surf. Like white-capped waves.
What?
So, yeah.
Uh-oh. I believe that is a... According to A-Whips, could you switch back to your screen? According to A-Whips, to see, what is going on with that area west of Sebring and Yeehaw Junction area?
The area west of Sebring and the Yeehaw Junction area. As you can
Yes,
see,
that
it
one.
is dissipated. It is mostly green now. No real rotation there.
Can you like zoom out? Could you potentially like zoom out maybe a bit?
I have.
Interesting. Okay. Oh,
I'm
did you see that
screen sharing
area
the
near?
OBS studio thing in my in the
Did you see the area near West Palm Beach? Put that into velocity.
um area West Palm Beach. I
Yes.
need to switch to Miami radar, which I would need to restart AWIP, so I'm just gonna go back to regular NWS radar and on the website. If you need immediate weather information and we don't cover it, you just go to weather.gov/ and then your local city name. Only type specific forecast office, so like Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville, Melbourne, Tallahassee, etc.
Miami radar does not show it, so I would not go to Miami radar. I would go to Melbourne.
Melbourne radar, okay.
So, and if you put into velocity product, the velocity product definitely shows a potential area of rotation coming towards West Palm Beach. And it also showed it on A-Whoops. That could be potentially a radar indicated tornado. I
I'm
will
not sure
check
if there's gonna
tornado.
be a tornado near Jupiter. I will check. If there are any new alerts? No, there are not. The latest thing that has been issued was a area forecast discussion at 12:57, which was a couple minutes ago, like 30 minutes, 20 minutes ago. Let's stop talking about tornado rotation. Let's go to like other hazards. So this is the convective outlook. This is just total storms, marginal outlook for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines area, including Hollywood and Broward County. Tornado risk has Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, and Hollywood. And the wind probability is 5% across same area. Tornado risk is at 2%, which means they might issue a watch if it's severe enough, but they probably won't. We'll keep you updated on
Put it into
that.
Put it into wind. Put it into the wind outlook,
It's
please.
5% wind.
Look at the hail. Look at the hail real quick.
Hail?
Could you look at that for me?
Hail is none.
Okay. So the wind's definitely a 5%. We could definitely see something, more or less. We also had one like. We have 2 likes on the video as well.
We did?
So
Cool.
yes.
Yes. 2 current viewers. So I'll go back to you in a second.
All right. All right. So now looking at the rain concerns. We've covered enough with tornadoes. Now let's look at the rain that's rapidly increasing. So the closer this thing nears to land, the worse it's getting. The rotation, we already located it. It's heading towards Tampa, Lakeland area, St. Cloud, Orlando. That's going to be very concerning for those areas. We're looking at potential for that Sebring area, like I said. Tampa, again, has been pretty consistent with the amount of rain that they're receiving currently. So it all depends on the amount of rain that we're looking at. Very potential high rain totals near the area of Sebring, Lake Okeechobee, and that all depends mainly on the radar. So if we look at the radar here for FLV, I think FV3 high res, we're looking at the rain that's currently ongoing. You see that, and that area actually moves southward and not northward like we previously thought.
Yes.
So when we plug that into HRRR, we see that that mass rain area actually converges around one very specific county. The blunt of it really gets that one specific county, and that current one specific county is Highlands County, and potentially Lake Okeechobee, and I believe, what is the county that's kind of equal to Highlands and in Okeechobee County? It's on the East Coast, however.
You're talking about Palm Beach County? Which county are you talking about?
No, I'm not. Let me check.
Monroe, Miami-Dade, Broward, Martin.
County map. I am talking about St. Lucie, Indian River County.
Lucie.
Both of them. Those areas are at risk, along with Highlands and Hardee, for this potential extreme amounts of rain that we're going to be seeing. Again, it all depends on the timing and the strength of this. If it continues strengthening and that rotation that we're seeing over water continues for the main rotation of the storm, then we could, all depends on the tornado amounts that we could see. And of course, Equal, the area that we said has dissipated in rotation and has been indicated, the area near West Palm Beach area.
Yeah, it's
on
which area are you talking about? Yeehaw Junction?
Yeehaw Junction has dissipated.
Yes, the Yeehaw Junction one has dissipated, as well as the Palm Beach County one, which is just faded into fuzz.
Show me the Palm Beach County, please. On your radar, of course.
On AWIPS?
Yes.
AWIPS just crashed, but I'll show you the Miami radar one thing. Product velocity. Yeah, nothing. It's dissipated. It's also gone offshore. So, no new products issued by National Weather Service.
That's not. It's south of West Palm Beach, actually. It's not.
Oh, well, that area is it's dissipated.
It's in between. Like, are you sure?
Yes.
What radar are you looking at? Look at the velocity.
At Palm Beach County.
Look at velocity.
Nothing's there.
Can you zoom in that area? Wait, are you using Miami radar or Melbourne
Miami
radar?
radar?
Use Melbourne.
See, okay, Miami radar's closer, so it's more accurate.
Let me check that. Let's see, which one's closer, Melbourne or Miami?
Miami, like physically closer.
Florida to West to Palm Beach, Florida. An hour and 54 minutes. Miami.
Well, you
Florida.
also got to factor in traffic, though. But yeah, the Miami radar is actually closer. If you literally just look on a map, it's actually closer.
Yes, it is.
systems have moved in a little more. If you're just joining us now, there is a marginal risk for South Florida, and there's a 2% risk for tornadoes in Florida, South Florida, Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, and Hollywood. And there's a 5% wind risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. There's also a marginal risk for Spokane, Washington, but we don't care about that. So, yeah, that's what we're covering right now. And, yeah, I have nothing else to show. So, to you, Ralph.
All right. So, going to Wendy right now. Again, main concerns are this area of converging convection. Some nice alliteration I just said there. Um, it's definitely converging.
Yes?
No doubt about that. This southern rapidly intensified, and so did this one. So again, our main concerns. I have a web camera station in this area over here. Once these storms begin to enter that area, yes, I will broadcast the webcams. I have multiple, I believe, one's in Marchula, one's in Sebring, one in Lake Placid, and I believe one in Arcadia, perhaps, and one in Okeechobee.
Okay.
So that could be an area to watch out for. I believe we've covered just about everything. We need to wait for that storm to enter that zone to for that radar footage to be area. But again, what we're seeing currently in Tampa, what we're seeing right now in Tampa, right now, right here in Tampa. Well, not right here. I'm not in Tampa, but you get what I mean.
Yep.
That is nothing to what is compared to what is coming for Central Florida and Highlands County.
Yes. I don't usually
There's
see
also
a 2% tornado risk. I just don't usually see that for South Florida. I mean, I've seen it for other areas, like along with like a slight risk or something for like Louisiana or something. But I don't normally see a 2% risk for down here. To put this in perspective, there was a 5% or 10% risk for Milton.
Jeez, so this. Yeah, so around the hours of, well, I believe, from now to. Yeah, from now to 3 a.m., we could be witnessing very, very high convection and potentially tornadoes for South Florida and Central Florida because of the vast amount of rain that we see here. We can also use this kind of to predict what we could be seeing. And when this area, again, the rain outlook for Highlands County and Okeechobee County and Indian River and St. Lucie, that massive area for Hardy County, that massive area with a low taper fade is like
Dude, I said no
completely.
brain rot.
I know I had to. So
Okay.
yeah, that that area is going to be pummeled with extreme amounts of rain. So yeah. All right, Pozico, anything you want to add on that? Any new
I don't
effects
really
that
have
you would?
anything else to add, but since we have nothing else to really cover immediately, do you want to just go to weather scan and then we can cut in if we need to with some information if we have?
Of course.
All right.
I'd keep what you are currently broadcasting until we get the footage for the cameras. I'm going to currently check the footage as I go off mic. So switch it
So,
to your screen.
okay, so we're gonna go off air. Well, we're not actually gonna go off air. We'll still be streaming, but we can turn. We can. I'll mute you, and I'll mute myself, and then we can talk off camera. For those just joining, we have a marginal risk for South Florida, Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines, and we have a thunderstorm 0 of 5 risk for Central Florida. We have a 2% tornado risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines, including Hollywood. And we have a wind probability of 5% for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. We're currently providing coverage for that. You are watching GWCFC live coverage hosted by Weathercraft Media. For those of you just joining us, we are currently tracking a marginal risk, um, you know, a marginal risk for South Florida, including Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines, and a 2% tornado risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, and Hollywood, Florida. And also a 5% wind risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. This is currently tracking. We are currently tracking Troughtal Cyclone Donaus. You're watching GWCFC TV, or not TV, GWCFC live coverage, full focus mode, hosted by Weathercraft Media. Alright, so this is the risk for today, marginal risk, South Florida, including the Keys. This is the product here. And this is current radar. Windy radar here. Tampa Bay is getting slammed. So Tampa to Orlando is like storms there. Except for Hills, Dade City, Lakeland, that area, Cape Coral area. Not much down to Marco Island, Bonita Springs. But in southern Miami-Dade County, from Miccosukee down to Key Largo and along the Keys all the way east, out like 20 nautical miles, to the territorial waters of Bahamas, there are storms moving out that direction. Now, I'm not aware of any warnings that are in effect. I don't believe there are any in effect. No, there aren't, but I just saw something really interesting. There's like, literally, it's like rotating there. That might just be a radar issue, but you're watching GWCFC live coverage. It is 1:40 p.m. Right now. We're tracking Donaus. And we'll go back to weather scan programming.
Flood advisory in effect until 4:45 p.m. Estate this afternoon. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Where? A portion of west central Florida, including the following. County, Pinellas. When? Until 4:45 p.m. Estate. Impacts, minor flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Additional details. At 1:43 p.m. Estate Doppler radar indicated heavy rain. Minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the advisory area. Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are expected over the area. This additional rain will result in minor flooding. Some locations that will experience flooding include Pinellas Park, St. Petersburg, West and East Leelman, Gandy, Kenneth City, Sawgrass Lake Park, Leelman, and Weeden Island. State Preserve. https://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Precautionary/preparedness actions. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles.
a severe
You're watching GWCFC live coverage. Coverage is currently for Troughtal Cyclone Donaus and a marginal risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. There's a marginal risk in effect for that area. A 2% tornado risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, and Hollywood. A 5% wind risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. There's also a marginal risk in effect for Spokane, Washington. However, that is out of our coverage area. You're watching GWCFC live coverage.
You're listening to Weathercraft Emergency Operations Center.
Your local 36-hour forecast for
Internet's gone low, so time is through. Making love with you, so I'ma sit and just lay in my bed with the thoughts in my head, getting stuck to the race with you. For a sleeping cruise, no. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mind's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. I'll be lost, I'll be found in the broken. Way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times two. That one's just me times two. That one's just me times two. I've been crazy, been thinking for too long now. Let it take on the world with two arms now. Got me singing right in the dark. No feelings I couldn't store. Ooh, and I swear I proved all the ways I'm here. Got my drink and trying to get what to do, yeah. I better fake it, yeah, we can work together till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of patience. My mind's gone out way too far. Yeah, I'm not right, but I'm here. Better fake it, yeah, we can work together till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of pages. I know that times have been hard, but that's alright, cause we found out. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mind's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. I'll be lost, I'll be found in the broken. Way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times two.
You're listening to Weathercraft Emergency Operations Center.
For those of you just joining us, we're currently tracking Troughtal Cyclone Donaus, or we're tracking. And there's currently a marginal risk in effect for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines, and there's a 2% tornado risk for the same area. There's a 5% wind risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines. There's no hail threat. There is currently a cell over Tampa and over the Keys. You're watching watching GWCFC coverage of Donaus, Troughtal Cyclone Donaus, hosted by Weathercraft Media.
You're listening to Weathercraft Emergency Operations Center.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and
You're listening to Weathercraft Emergency Operations Center.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan.
watching GWCFC live coverage for Troughtal Cyclone Donaus with the marginal risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, and the 2% tornado risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, and Hollywood, and 5% wind risk for Miami, Hialeah, Fort Lauderdale, and Pembroke Pines, Florida. We will end the stream and host another stream when the conditions worsen.